afternoon, Year 4. This is your science lesson for Tuesday, the 26th of January. It's your next lesson in our living things topic. So, we are going to look today at what living things can we find in different habitats. So we're going to explore that word habitats, what it means, and think about the habitats that are in our local area. Okay? So, to stay alive, we need certain things, and we find these certain things within our habitats. Okay? So, we need food and water. We need space to move, grow and have young. We need air or oxygen. And we need shelter and safety. Okay, and we find all of those things within the areas within the habitat that we live in. So, a habitat is a place where animals and plants live, where they can find everything they need to stay alive, which is what I've already just said. So, a habitat can be as big as the ocean. So, think about some animals and plants that live in the ocean. So, we might have a whale or a fish. They live in the ocean. That's their habitat. Or a habitat can be as small as a rock. So if you went into your garden, picked up a rock, some of the creatures that you might find underneath that rock, they make their habitat there, which is quite small. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to think about your habitat, okay? What is in and around your habitat? Where do you live? What have you got? What's your home comforts, okay? So I want you to pause the video now and have a go at doing the work on that sheet, which you can find on the Teams that you can download from Teams in order to do. Okay, your habitat and the things that you need. Okay, so hopefully you've come up with the answers to some of these questions. Where do you live? What living things live and grow there? How does your habitat keep you safe and sheltered? How does your habitat provide food and water? And how does your habitat provide space for you to move and grow? Okay, so if there's a threat to our habitat as a human, we can do something about it really easily, okay? So we're unique because we can make big changes to our habitat to make sure that we have everything we need. So if we haven't got something, we can build roads and vehicles and we can travel everywhere quite quickly and quite safely to get something that we need. So we're quite lucky in that respect. We get fresh water piped into our house that we use for drinking or cooking or washing. So we're quite lucky with that. We grow plants for food, and we farm animals for animal products, for meat and dairy, and we have pets to keep us company. And we build houses, and our houses have heating, and that protects us, keeps us warm, or if it's too hot, we could have air conditioning, which protects us from the heat. Okay? Plants and animals aren't as lucky as what we are. They're not able to make big changes to their habitats, okay? They rely on the environment that they have, and that gives them everything that they need. This means that when a habitat changes, it can be very dangerous for a plant and an animal. Okay, so even small changes to habitats can be dangerous. So what dangers to living things can you see in these pictures? Alright, so we've got fire. What dangers might that pose to living things? There's lots of rubbish lying around. What dangers can that pose to living things? Okay. And small changes to habitats can also be dangerous, okay? So rubbish here, the grass being cut, that can change the habitat. So on the second sheet, which is available to download from Teams, there are these pictures, or some of these pictures, and what I'd like you to do is, like I've just done here, I would like you to annotate those pictures. So I've got trees, I've cut down, so there's a loss of habitat for animals, okay? So I've annotated that picture. What I'd like you to do is to pause the video now and have a go at annotating all of the pictures that are on the sheet. Okay, here are some of the things that you might have come up with then. Litter can cause injury to animals, so animals can cut themselves or they can get tangled or trapped in the rubbish. The animals might eat the litter, which could cause them to be poisoned or they could be injured. Fire caused by humans can kill animals or plants. Chemicals in water or near water can kill water plants. Fish, insects, it can pollute the water, so for birds and animals who live nearby who use that as a water source. Roads are dangerous for animals because they often get hit by cars. Cutting down trees and building new structures can destroy plants and animal homes. Walls and fences can get in the way of the pathway used by animals to reach food and water. And tall grass and flowers are important habitat. Plants and animals lose their habitats when it's cut down. Okay, so here is your second activity that I would like you to do. I would like you, if you can, go and explore the area in which you live, our local habitat. You might just choose to do it in your own back garden, or you might go for a walk with your adult and think about the park, or think about the woodland area that's nearby, and think about the habitats that are created there. Okay? Draw and sketch a map of the habitat and label any environmental dangers that you can see. So when you're there, have a little look and see if there's any dangers to the animals. Okay? Then what I'd like you to do is record those dangers. Alright? So what are the changes to the environment? What is the danger to the living things? And what can be done to help? Alright, have a go, fill out that sheet also. Okay, so here are some ways that you can help the local environment. You could build homes for bugs, birds and hedgehogs. You might decide to make a bug hotel and have it in your back garden so that you create extra habitats for these animals to live in. Okay, growing wildlife garden, such as long grass and flowers. So it's not really the way that we're doing it at the moment, but you might get some plants and plant some plants, or you might get some wildflowers and plant some wildflowers, and that will create extra habitats in your area for living things. Okay, clearing litter. You might decide to go on a litter pick. Now if you're going to do that, you need to let your adult know that you're doing that, because that can be dangerous for you depending on what litter's lying around. Okay, so don't do the clearing litter without checking with your adult first. Keeping streams and pond clean. Well, again, this is another one that you need to think about with your adults, okay? Don't go off trying to tidy ponds up and tidy streams up at the moment, okay? Make sure you speak to an adult if that's one of the things that you plan to do. And making a pond. Again, don't go into your mum and dad's shed and get a spade out and start digging a hole in your back garden. This is something that needs to be discussed. But making a pond, or planning on making a pond, can create extra habitats for some of the animals. Okay, so this is the final sheet that I would like you to do. I would like you to think about helping your local habitat. Drawing an idea you have to help the local habitat, and write a brief description about how it will help to protect local living things. Alright, good luck, A4. Look forward to seeing the work that you produce.